Good morning, everybody. It's Container Chick. I just wanted to give an update on my water bottle experiment, and I'm finding out that the bigger the what do you call this thing? Funnel. That's the word. Funnel. The more water gets in it. Last night we had a rain all day yesterday here in 6B, and it wasn't a heavy, crazy rain, but it was wet enough that it gave my plants a lot of love. And so I think the bigger the funnel, the better. Um, and I'm looking at everything out here, and I was watching actually a video on trellising and using what you have and saving your money, watching your money. And this guy mentioned certain things, about what to use. And I happened to remember when I got some electrical work done, they had all this extra equipment. And I get so mad sometimes when they overbuy, spending of your money. You say, oh, you need 5 of these and you only need 1. But it's best to have what you need and not, and you can always take it back. Now, I am the person who I hate taking things back. And that's why I try it on the store, and I just want to take it back. I'd rather give it away than have to go back in the store, keep my receipt, take it back. Although I probably told this story in the past about when my husband first passed on, and when he passed on, I was cleaning up the basement, and he had so many tools and so many items that he did not use that were brand new. So I sorted them out and laid them out on these mats, depending on the store, so HD or LO, and I took them back, even receipts he had. And so I took them back, and I wound up with $3,000. Like, who am I to be having $3,000 sit the hell in my basement, just sitting there? Forget about earning interest, just sitting there. So I took them back to both stores, and one of the stores gave me a store credit. The other store, they gave me a store credit and cash if I had receipts. The other store did the same. The HD store has now changed its policy. After so many days, if you don't have the receipt, they're not giving you anything. So you have to watch that now. And so only God knows, some of the items he had were not even on the shelf anymore, but it did come from them, and I had a receipt. So I wound up with a big fat juicy $3,000, and between both stores. And I never hit the plumbing supply store, because the plumbing supply store near us, there's 2 of them. And one of them is, I'm not advertising for these places, but it's Crosstown Plumbing, and it had, it's always packed. Like, you go in there, you're there for at least 2 hours. They got everything you need, but you're gonna be waiting at least an hour, at least. So anyway, these poles for electrical wire that I had run my hot tub out back, I had some of those left, and I was watching this video on using tulle and over shade cloth over raised beds, that for things that are winter, cold season, things like broccoli and celery and kale over there, and collards too. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I'll keep my doggies out. I'll have to bust them up. One of them, I don't know what the hell his problem is, but that's hell twice today. I'm sorry, people. His problem is, but he's always fond of being up in there doing his business, but not anymore after the last consideration I gave him. So anyway, I found a couple of these, and I was experimenting, because I'm gonna go out and get some stuff that I need today. And I was looking at this PVC cutter that I saw in the store a while back, that I was being too cheap to buy, because I figured there is one here in that shed over there, because I haven't quite gotten in the shed yet, Calvin. And so there's probably a family living up in there, and I hope they don't start with an RAT. Anyway, so yeah, I just stuck that in the soil and stuck in the other soil. I didn't put a brace, because these are metal raised beds, and the fella I got the idea from today, I forget his name, is very clear. He had wooden raised beds, which I used to have, but they rotted over time. And it's the odd thing, you're not supposed to rot that wood for 25 years. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I I just stuck it in the soil, and I'm going to supplement this soil soon and make this higher, because the roots for collards and broccoli, they're not that deep. They don't need to require so much deep soil, and the soil costs a lot of money. And I use the Cracky method. It's not the Cracky method. Is it the Cracky method? Where I put some branches underneath, and last year they broke down, and I put some more soil on top. And then I wound up taking some of the contaminated soil out that my dog had gone to the bathroom in, and because I saw little maggots, I'm like, oh, Grace. I took a lot of that out, and that's why you see the cabbage in the middle looks very small. And I did all this stuff from seed. Everything here, I'm sorry, everything here is from seed except the broccoli and the celery. Those are starts I bought in the winter when the spring just came. And so the tomatoes here are from seed. The cauliflower I bought. Those garlics are from my kitchen. And the lettuce over there is from seed. But anyway, the marigolds are from seed. And I see apples on my apple tree. Those marigolds are from seed. And so I was happy. All I did was stick this in here, you know. And I always tell people, you know, women, men, when they work in my house or whatever, I'm like, you know, I'm jealous of you. And they're like, why? Because you guys have the strength to do stuff. And, you know, sometimes I have to hire people, and that's a whole nother to do. But I just wanted to show, you know, how we can save money by looking around our gardens and seeing stuff that we have and reusing them and making use of them. You know, even he was talking about using rebar as a stabilizer for these. And I know that I probably have some around here, but I also have those green garden trellises that you get from the HD store, the other store, tomatoes, and some of them have broken, and the broken little small ones I keep, and I could stick those down in there just as a stabilizer. This soil is going to get built up a little bit with some good stuff on top. And these are my potatoes. They're doing actually well. I'm going to spray paint my cans one of these years, but yeah, they're doing actually well. My store-bought one is doing okay. And these I chitted very small. I put the whole potato in there. I did not, you know, cut them up in little pieces. I just didn't feel like doing all that. And drying them out. I didn't feel like doing all that. But yeah, these potatoes here, that's the first one I did. And I made the soil really cool and groovy. I planted some corn the other day. So yeah, I see, I think my melons are coming up. So yeah, my eggplant's doing okay. Fruit trees. Things are going to move again, so don't get used to this, you know. When they tell me where they want to live is where I will move them. And some of these strawberries, I don't know, like they came from somewhere. I don't know where, because I'm planting them, you know. And this looks like a grape leaf or something that's gotten a hold of my strawberry. I'm going to put a trellis in there too. Something behind. And my peaches are doing awesome. Again, the puppies are getting big. Yeah, so I guess my 5'11" attack did them good. Come on, Lemons, you hanging on there. Let's see how you're doing. You're gonna be all right. I'm sure of it. Okay, I just want to say peace and hair grease, and I'll be back to do some other stuff in here and live from the ground, or eat live from the ground. And why are my onions looking kind of funky? I think I'm gonna move those out of there. It's not too late to put them in a deeper container. Oh, here's some carrots that are growing with my tomatoes. There's this and this one's really growing. Wow. There's my book, Carrots Love Tomatoes. They actually do, and there's no tomatoes out here yet. So another thing too, if you can, leave your comments about getting rid of these suckers. Like, I'm on the fence with them. Like, some people like to get rid of them, and I'm like, leave them be, you know. But we shall see. All right. Piece of hair grease and live from the ground. Hey, wait! There's a watermelon that came up. Yo, that makes me happy. All right, y'all. Here we go. Take care. Later.